Yo, what's up guys? This is KK here bringing you another episode of Epic 7 video. Today I would like to talk about Flan, the newest character in the game. So she's awesome looking, right? Very waifu, and I really love her design. Originally I thought she might not be that good in terms of functionality. But after I've seen people showcasing her, I feel like she definitely is a very niche, right? Very usable character. And if you don't know, she's currently on the banner, and you can try to pull for her. And the artifact Unseen Observer, this one, is very strong. And if you don't have the extra bookmark, you can actually purchase the artifact here in the coin shop. So let me show you the artifact first before we get into the characters. So it's a ranger artifact, Unseen Observer. After the caster uses a non-attack skill, increase combat readiness of the caster by 10% and acquires 10 souls. So the CR push is not a big deal. It's only 10%, but the soul generation is the key, right, of this artifact, because this allows rangers, right, to have soul potential, because normally you only have mage who can hold target health to have 20 souls at max. But if you use this artifact, right, especially on Flan, and then she can have souls, right, on your team, and then your next characters can soul burn, right? Mainly is for your damage dealer, right, to do extra damage, like Arbiter Wieldred or Green Wieldred, right, to wipe off the enemy team. Flan is a 5-star ranger, mainly designed to feel as a support in the team, especially in a cleave team. So her base stats is okay, right? The speed is 115, which is relatively high, and attack is low. But as you can see later in the video, that she doesn't have a lot of damage dealing skills. Health is okay. Yeah, overall very good stat line, especially for the effectiveness. You have 30% effectiveness when you max out her runes, right? Awakening. And so this really lowers her gear requirement, because you want high effectiveness on her because she's a debuffer. So S3, right? Advantageous deal. Just put unhittable and the armor break for 2 turns. Without touching the enemy teams, right? Just a debuff skill. So this skill is very powerful because a lot of the skill, if you touch the enemy team, let's say if you're using Tywins to armor break, right? You have to do damage on team, and then you might trigger some counter attack, or you might touch ambitious Tywin, which can cleanse off your debuff. So this interaction is really good because it also ignore misses, right? Say if the enemy teams has a remnant violet, has evasion, and if you're using other hero to armor break, and they might not be able to hit him, and then they just cannot armor break him. But for Flan, she can basically armor breaks the entire team if they don't have immunity on them. S2, Data Monopoly. Increase critical hit damage by 50% and CR push by 30%. If you max out, it's 40%. This skill is very interesting because it is one of the unique skills in Epic 7 right at the moment. I believe only Rin and Crescent Moon Rin, so the green one and the ML version of Rin, can actually put this buff on your allies, but it's random though. Just notice that, right, this is critical hit damage buff. So if your character has already have maxed out critical hit damage, let's say 350% crit damage, then this buff is useless because it cannot go over the cap. And but this is super good for fast DPS like a Pavel, right, or Green Wildred, where you build a lot of speed and you don't necessarily have that like critical hit damage capped. Then it increase your hero's damage by a lot, especially if you have them having attack buff or greater attack buff like from Alexa's baskets already, then the damage is insane. And the CR push is okay, right? I wouldn't recommend you to Mola her to max because it takes a lot of Mola, as you can see here. And her S1 just a dispel. If you soul burn it, it becomes 100% chance to dispel and dispel 2 buffs. So this is actually very interesting because it can come in handy sometimes when you're fighting against Kayron in the cleave setup. You can actually strip Kayron's immortality because Flan is ice, right? Kayron is fire. Then you have a higher chance to strip Kayron. Yeah, so overall, I think Flan, because when people first look at her, because they say you use S3 and then you have to wait a turn to use S2 again. That's true. And so that's why she's not like a turn 1 setup and you like Tywin, right? You can just push your team up while giving the armor break as well. But if you pair her up in a specific team, I think she can actually do pretty well and be successful, right, in that cleave setup, and actually very fun. And her imprint is also effectiveness, right? 27 effectiveness if you max her. But I wouldn't say you want to put multiple copies of her because this is not something really important, right? As you can see here, this is the team I used for champion level arena offense. I have my Flan only at level 50 and with her artifact and some decent speed. The speed is relatively low, but I have a pusher in front of her, so and I put high effectiveness, right? Effectiveness ring. And see, this one is not even maximum, like it's like just there for the speed, right? Very, very bad gear on her, but she can still work well. I think that's one of the strengths in her kit, right? So the theoretical tactic is that I have Faceless Lidica as turn 1 CR push and strip into Mui to give attack buff to Arbiter Wildred and then strip more. Say if the enemy team have the Fallen Cecilia, right? I might not be able to strip 2 buffs for when Faceless Lidica goes. And then so I make sure I strip all the buff, and then after that Flan comes in with the S3 advantageous still to armor break and to put unhealable debuff, and then Arbiter Wildred comes in to cleave everyone. Yeah, let's look at the montage. Let's see the first team where we fight a Ruel, ML Crow, Fallen Cecilia, and Remnant Violet. Faces Lidica S2 to strip, didn't get immunity. Okay, Mui needs to strip immunity here. Okay, didn't get the Violet. That is bad. Okay, Flan, can we armor break then? We can't armor break the Ruel. Okay, so we reset. Do we reset the revive? Okay, we don't reset. This is really bad. Okay, RB create greater attack buff and hits the Riley. Okay, big damage comes in, right? And then, but they still have the revive. Okay, Riley pops our Faceless Lidica. Ruel revive. Wonders potion now, Ruel. Interesting. And FCC pulls up the skill nullifier. And the Flan can also, okay, here you can see here, RB has greater attack buff, right? And then on top of that is a crit damage buff. So he is going to be dealing great damage. Big damage. Okay, let's go. Yeah, everyone dies. And because my Arbiter Villager doesn't have like 100, like 350, right? Crit damage max. So he can utilize the Flan's buff. Okay, GG. Let's go.
I'm sure fortune will be on our side today as well.
So in the second one, we are fighting a similar comp, right? Very bruisery, very tanky comp. So we try to outspeed and try to put armor break and then cleave. Same type of deal. We have faceless Lytic. Oh, they don't have immunity, which is good then. So the purpose of Mui here is just to strip, right, the immunity to make sure, and also if Arbiter Villager doesn't proc greater attack buff, and then we can still have attack buff there. So advantageous deal. Let's go. Armor break. Didn't armor break 2 of the unit. That is really bad. Okay, reset. Okay, we do reset the route this time, and it's good. And cleave, boom! Look at the damage. Look at the damage, and also the unhealable comes in cut, right? You can see the ML cannot heal up back for the secret sites, and then we put Data Monopoly, and I think this one we got this. And Mui can also stun as well, right? We didn't stun the can, but it's okay. And Arbiter Villager should kill everyone here. 40,000. As you can see here, right? Flan did nothing, 0% battle contribution. Smelgy should really fix this. How come it's 0%? Man, it's all Flan. We are fighting FCC, ML Crow, Rylet, and Ruel. So we strip and push, and we strip again and put attack buff. Okay, as you can see here, Rylet cuts, right? Advantageous still to armor break because we cannot miss on the evasion. Then we can armor break. Okay, we did armor break the Rylet. That's not good. But we are resetting the Ruel. Okay, we reset the Ruel. Okay, Rylet pops into skill nullifier, so it's okay. And Ruel, I think, doesn't do anything because it's reset. Arbiter Villager, greater attack buff. Okay, clean. And watch this, right? Right now we have greater attack buff. On top of that, we have crit damage buff from Data Monopoly, right? Going to be dealing big damage. And also the ML Crow is armor breaked. How much damage are we doing here? With the Soul Burn, we on the ML Crow. 29,000 damage on the ML Crow. Defense broken. Yeah, at this point we just win because Arbiter Villager kills everyone. Another great attack buff. Overall, I think Flan is not a must pull, but if you really like her design and want that like futuristic, right, waifu, and also if you are a cleave player, right, if you have the Bazaar, have the Faceless Lytica or Broman, you know, for the strip, and you can actually utilize her pretty well in your team comp, right, in a cleave setup. I think she's not like meta changing, but definitely a very interesting hero to have in your rosters if you have the bookmark available. Otherwise, you can just get the artifact from the powder shop and skip this banner is also fine. And that's all for today, and hope you guys like this video. And if you really enjoy my video, please make sure to leave a like and then comments to let me know your opinions. And also consider subscribe, right? Trying to grow this channel, and that would be really helpful. And I will see you guys next time.